What up, YouTube? Rich the Return Rider coming to you here from Florida. For all you folks that's here for the first time, thanks for tuning in. For all you folks that's return viewers, I appreciate you coming back. For all that subscribe to the channel, appreciate the support. For you folks that haven't yet subscribed, guys, it takes nothing off you to hit that subscribe button so we could continue to bring you some of this content. Hey folks, out here running some errands, out for some throttle therapy. This is October 13th. Beautiful weather here in Florida. And we're gonna bring you guys along here with me. Today we are on the 2012 Suzuki Boulevard M109r. And I know you folks are looking at that title there. That's not clickbait, guys. The M109r is up for sale. 2012, we've got some mileage here on this puppy. We've got 42,438 on the mileage. Let's start the video out here, guys, with a little bit of a, you know what I do, a little bit of a U-turn. Let's go up here. And we're gonna do it right here, guys. Let's make it a full 360. Yeah, folks, so let's talk about it, man. I'm gonna try not to make the video too long, but I'm gonna get as much information in there as I can for you. I have purchased this motorcycle approximately 5 years ago. I bought it with a little over 30,000 miles on it. Rode it quite a bit, me and the wife in the beginning. And over the years, as I have purchased, yeah, baby, a little bit of throttle therapy. If I have purchased the Honda Going, haven't really been riding this motorcycle, man. The motorcycle just don't have anywhere to put all of my traveling necessities. Right now, I have a backpack on that I'm carrying my tire patch kit and stuff like my jump pack and so forth in. But I gotta tell you folks, the Going has spoiled me, man. Be able to go places, get off the bike, put your bag and your helmet up and everything like that has got it to the point now where the motorcycle just sits in the garage. I clean her, of course I still maintain her. Insurance and registration and everything is on the bike, but now I did a video probably a little over 2 years ago talking about a buying guide for the M109r, and I gotta tell you guys, that video has done pretty well over those times. I've got like 36,000 views, and there's a couple of things I mentioned in that video that I'm going to talk about. And the first one here is that FI light. Now I mentioned in that video that when that FI light is on, that the bike, you know, idles a little different, runs a little different. But the bike has been back to Ride Now Power Sports, and I don't know what they did, but the light went out for a while. I realized later that they put what I think is what they call a servo buddy on it. You know, after the exhaust, you go with the aftermarket exhaust on these motorcycles and so forth, you get these different codes and stuff that's triggering. Now, I don't know if they did any kind of tuning or whatever with the motorcycle. I have always promised to either send the computer out and have it flashed, or I was going to take it to a dyno shop and start. So anyone that's buying a motorcycle, the bike is negotiable. I'm going to be selling it. I'm asking $4,800 for it, or a best offer. And you know, again, I ordered a servo buddy for it. It's supposed to be here. This is the 13th. It's supposed to be here by the 15th, so I can get that light off. But outside of that, guys, great running motorcycle. What I did there is I just did a pull in the 4th gear, because I also mentioned in that video that the way you might want to check if the clutch is good on these bikes is to put it in the 4th gear and just roll in that throttle. And if you get any kind of lag and so forth, your clutch might be starting to slip. Well, that's not the problem here, because this clutch was replaced probably about 3 years ago, I want to say. And no more lag there, guys. You got 120 horsepower with 118 foot-pounds of torque. And the motorcycle runs flawlessly. Starts up every time. I am going to be putting a new battery in it. I still got the battery in it that I had on the day that I purchased it. So I'm going to be putting a new die-hard battery in it from O'Reilly's. I got to go pick that up. But with my car, I can't put nothing on this bike. So yeah, folks. So yeah, that's, you know, right now, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm in the 4th gear. And I'm just going to roll on the throttle here. Instant response, man. Great running bike, guys. Absolutely going to miss it, man. But just don't ride the bike. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm doing some major repairs to my truck. You know. And I'm going to be kind of cleaning out my garage, man. Almost like a garage sale. Everything's got to go. I also have a CBR 600 in there that I bought for the track. And I probably bought that less than a year ago. That might also be going. But anyway, let's talk about the M109r here, guys. And the things that we're dealing with here on this specific motorcycle. Now, again, we talk about that FI light there. I'm going to try to eliminate that light in a couple of days. We're going to put a new battery in the bike. The blemish on the bike is on the right side of the tank here. I'm going to take some pictures of that. You got a little dent that's there. When I bought that Harbor Freight and I was doing some of my maintenance, I lowered the bike and the bike went over. And it hit part of the garage thing there, so it have a little dent in the tank. I was going to take that down, take the tank off, and take it to Orlando. There's a guy in that area that supposedly knows how to pull it out. So what my daughter did is she, you know, she know I like lions and so forth, but instead of a lion, she put a panther there. She thought the black would go better, and it kind of distracted me from that thing being there because it was driving me freaking nuts. I was going to order a whole tank and put on the bike, but I really don't want to mess with the original paint job. I think this is the original paint job on the bike. I'm the second owner. Bought it with a little over 30,000 miles. Got 40,000 on it now. The other thing we're going to talk about is that sissy bar that's in the back that a lot of folks that commented on one of my videos said, ah, man, why do you have a Willie G sissy bar on the back of the bike? Well, I tell you, when I got the bike, we just had the cowl for the bike in the back seat. And as the wife was going to be riding with me before we bought the Goldwing, decided we had to get her comfortable back there. So I ordered something that fit. It fit perfect. I knew nothing about the Willie G or whatever that is at the time. If you guys want to remove that, that's up to you. I still have the cowl for it. You can get rid of that. Or you can get rid of the sissy. You know, the thing about the motorcycle, guys, is if I keep the bike, if it doesn't sell, I'm going to have to put bags on it. I've been trying to avoid putting bags on it for a while. I was at one point considering some custom bags, but I really like the motorcycle the way it is. This motorcycle, guys, is pretty bare bones. Not a lot of technology on the bike. You know, I wish it had ABS, but this bike don't have ABS. I'm going to recommend, for more than one purpose, is that a person that is newly getting into riding, do not purchase this motorcycle. I mean, people are, ah, well, you're selling the motor. You know what? I'm not desperate to sell the motorcycle, guys. And the motorcycle is a powerful motorcycle. It's about 760 pounds a bike. You know, one person that saw the bike that was interested said, hey, you know what? That's too much bike for me. Now, he wasn't talking in the case of riding the motorcycle. If the motorcycle drop, I can't pick this motorcycle up. But my concern is that anyone that is new to riding motorcycles, now you come out, you got to test ride the motorcycle. I'm kind of concerned about someone that don't have, you know, any kind of riding skills trying to test ride this motorcycle. 760 pounds, 120 horsepower, 118 foot-pounds of torque. I consider the throttle to be a little twitchy. But on the other hand, I felt like when I got back into riding after being away for 20 plus years that I was a new rider and I learned to ride it. So on that account, it's up to you folks. Now, I'm also going to recommend that if you don't know a lot about motorcycles, that you bring a mechanic or you bring somebody that know about bikes. This bike, I think, is in excellent working condition. I really do mean that. I run Amsoil since I've had this motorcycle. I ran Amsoil synthetic on the motorcycle. And once you go synthetic, guys, you know what they say. You can't go back to conventional. I think the bike runs flawless. Again, I have no hesitations with that FI light on. But I want someone that take the bike to realize they're getting a great bike for $4,800 or best offer. I don't think you could go wrong. We are rocking the Cobra exhaust on the motorcycle, and that's what you're listening to as I get in and out the throttle here. So yeah, guys, you can DM me on my Instagram, leave your number if you're interested in the motorcycle, make an offer. If it's too ridiculous, you might not hear back from me. Of course, we got those spike air filters that's on the motorcycle. You clean those things and run them with some K&N oil, and you should be fine. I thought about one of the times too, and I mentioned in that video, that I was riding in some real heavy downpour and I can feel a little hesitation on the bike. But I think after the bike went back to riding out power sports, I haven't had that problem. I rode it through rain, never felt any difference. Performance was still there. It's weird. But there are some socks that you can put over those filters if you're concerned about that. I'm not concerned about it anymore, so I never even bought them. What I do is I take those filters off every now and then and I clean them, and it's beautiful. So yeah, folks, M109r 2012, a little over 40,000 miles on it, 42,000 miles on it, $4,800, great working condition. Don't want to make the video too long. Reach out if you're interested in the bike. It's going to be posted. I haven't decided on Facebook yet. You know, it's interesting because I talk about going to someone's house when you're purchasing a used motorcycle. You know, as far as the honesty of it. But apparently when I was looking for my CBR 600 and I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, a lot of folks don't do that anymore because of scams and I guess safety. I got to look that up a little bit more to see what that's about. So I don't know if it's going to be on Marketplace, but I am going to be posting it in Auto Traders. The other thing that you have here is there's a little blemish in the paint to the front, like going down by the fork area there. It's a 2012 bike, guys. It's got some years in the bike, but the paint and everything on the motorcycle is phenomenal, with the exception of that blemish down there. And I'll take a picture of all the imperfections of the motorcycle so you can see, so I don't get too many phone calls and questions on the bike. Anyway, folks, Rich, the return rider. We are out on Susie, the 2012 Suzuki Boulevard, $4,800 being sold. And you know what I'm going to say in my video, guys. I don't care what you ride. That's some protection of your motorcycle. Do the advanced safety classes. The experts claim, if nothing else, guys, practice emergency braking, and swerving. That's one of the tools that we should have in our toolbox to help keep us safe out there in the streets. And it's better that you drop your bike on a concourse or on a parking lot than to crash them out there in the streets, man. I love cruising these back roads. For any of you folks that's heading to Daytona, I'll be down in Daytona this Saturday with some of my co-workers. Now, I was going to go to Friday, but I think everybody has opted to be down here on Saturday. So yeah, folks, Biketoberfest out on Susie, the 2012 Suzuki Boulevard M109r. And she's a badass bike, guys, and I'm out.